Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ultimate Fashion History for a very short episode in our little series Speaking of Fashion here on the UFH. Speaking of Fashion is sort of Fashion 101, and I'm making this episode because my semester is about to start. I love the start of each semester. I love going back to school, but I find every semester I spend a lot of time correcting the same mistakes in students' papers. And instead of writing the same explanations out over and over again, I thought I'd make some short little videos that can visually explain things that some of my students get wrong. And it's fine that they get them wrong. That's why they're in fashion school, right? To learn how to get things right. And in this episode, I want to discuss the difference between sequins and paillettes. Now, I can absolutely understand why people confuse sequins and paillettes. The image you're looking at right now comes from Wikipedia's official entry on sequins. But these are not sequins, these are paillettes. Now, sure, to the layman, it really doesn't matter, does it? And one could say that sequins are a type of paillette or paillettes are a type of sequins. But my students, they're going into fashion for their careers. And so I think it's sort of important that they know the difference. So these are paillettes and these are sequins. And already you can see the difference. Paillettes are flat and sequins have these grooves in them. Another difference between sequins and paillettes is that the flat paillette can sometimes have its hole at the top of the disc, although it's usually in the middle, whereas sequins always have the hole in the middle because of those grooves. You couldn't put a hole in the top of them to make them strong enough. Sequins and paillettes are not always round, right? Look at these floral-shaped sequins. Of course, they're sequins because of the grooves, whereas these are floral-shaped paillettes because they're flat. Now, it's easy to tell the difference between sequins and paillettes when the paillettes are massive, like here in this iconic Paco Rabanne dress from the 60s. And here is a contemporary dress. But what if the paillette is as small as a sequin? Then it's very difficult to tell, isn't it? Especially from a picture like this. How can you tell the difference between a paillette here and a sequin here? So I would say to my students, if you can't tell the difference when you're writing a paper, write the dress is embellished with either sequins or paillettes. But to the layman, as I say, I don't suppose it matters. But one thing that does matter, and I urge all of my students going into this semester to get this right, when you are talking about sequins, please spell it correctly. Don't write this. I spend more time every semester correcting the spelling of sequins. I suppose autocorrect much prefers sequence to sequins because autocorrect isn't as fabulous as we are. Well, I hope my students find that useful, and I hope you found it fun. You can contact me through my website, amandahallay.com. Join our Facebook group. We're always speaking of fashion over there. Check out our books at our publishing company, Dean Street Press. I'll be back very soon with more on the Ultimate Fashion History. So just click that little circle to subscribe. And as always, thanks ever so much for watching. Bye for now.